All right, we should be in here. We should be good to go. Let me double check and make sure we're good. Y'all know what to do. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me. We about to get into it. Let me see if we can see y'all in the building. We should be good to go. Welcome y'all. Welcome back to another YouTube live stream and another episode of the ClassE Show. I'm your host, ClassE at patreon.com/ClassEbeats. By the way, link is in the description as well as in the pinned comment in the chat. We're gonna get into it today. We got a couple updates for you. We got an interesting lawsuit against Drake and a YouTube, he's not even a YouTube streamer, and a live streamer, Aiden Ross. If you haven't heard of him, Drake is facing this major lawsuit that is implicating he did some fraudulent things when it comes to gambling. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into Mickey Stines looking looking for another judge, another issue with the judge. Come on, man. And then of course we got an update on Stefon Diggs for you guys as well. But before we get into it, I got to say what's up to the people. We should be good to go. J Money over there on the West Coast. I see you. We've got, of course, to start the show, my awesome, amazing Amy in here doing what she does, and that's be amazing. Shout out to Amy in the building. Man. Shout out to Amy. If y'all haven't yet, please make sure you go and check out Amy's channel. The link is in the description. We got the big dog J Money saying good morning because he's on the West Coast. It's still 11 o'clock over there, which is crazy. Shout out to the West Coast. Actually, it might even 11. It's actually probably 10:30 where J Money's at, which is even crazier. Shout out to y'all. You must be the hardest working YouTuber. I'd be lazy sometimes. We're starting at 1:30. So I don't know. Maybe I'll say the most consistent, but I'll take it. Thank you, Lady E. Jessica White is in here as well. All right, we should be good to go. And we're going to go ahead and get right into it because I know y'all have been waiting for this content as well. But before we get started, I've got to make sure I share this out before I ask you guys to share the video. And then of course, I'm going to ask the one thing I always ask every single episode, and that's please make sure you like the video on your way in. All right. Please. It's free. It takes less than a second to do. It lets the algorithm know you guys are enjoying the show. It shares the video, the channel, the live stream with more people. So thank you again to everyone that has liked the video so far. Over 400 of y'all. And we're on the late show as well. So thank y'all for the love. It helps the channel continue to grow, and it's so helpful. Y'all have no idea. All right. Also, if you're feeling extra generous, you can share the video as well. Just click the share button. It has a button that's curved, an arrow that's curved pointing to the right. It allows you to share the video to Instagram, Facebook, X, anywhere you're on social media. You can even share it in your group chat via text message. So thank you to all those of you who do that as well. And then of course, we will be reading super chats as we go throughout the show. So thank y'all for the love. Shout out to my guy Keith, always dropping a comment on every single video. Appreciate you being here, Keith, from Chicago, Illinois. Virginia Wiley's in the building too. Good morning, good afternoon to y'all. I appreciate everybody who's in here. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I need to make sure I can see the chat because for some reason my chat does not want to pull up for y'all. There we go. Let me know what y'all think about the new layout. We got the new layout going on, so I want to hear y'all's thoughts on how things are looking. Floyd is in here as well. So good to see every single one of y'all. Let's go ahead and get into our first update here. And we've talked about this. We've been covering everything that's been going on with my New England Patriots, Amy's New England Patriots, all the Patriots fans out here. We're hoping that the Stefon Diggs situation just irons itself out very soon, because we've got some more updates when it comes to Stefon Diggs. In case you don't know what happened here recently, Stefon Diggs is facing assault charges and strangulation charges as well by his former personal chef. Allegedly, what happened is the former chef has a place within Stefon Diggs' home. Stefon Diggs was at home. The chef continued to ask about getting paid. Stefon Diggs got tired of it, went to the room and said, "Hey, you asking about money? Stop asking about money. Ask my assistant. Stop asking me." The chef said, "No, I'm not going to stop asking." Stefon Diggs slapped her up allegedly a little bit, put her in a chokehold. Was trying to make her pass out, and then said, "I thought so," and walked out of the room. Now, none of us are buying it. Most of us are not buying it. And even the Patriots, they came out and said, "We stand behind Stefon Diggs." We have not heard anything from the NFL commissioner yet. Hopefully the NFL commissioner stays out of it. Obviously, they're going to do their own investigation, but we're waiting to see what happens in that case. Now we're hearing some new information about what went down with Stefon Diggs and what this could potentially mean for the Patriots in the playoffs and for Stefon Diggs' career. Check this out.
Well, as the New England Patriots are heading for the playoffs and having an incredible season, their star wide receiver, Stefon Diggs, of course, not just incredible NFL player, but also father of Cardi B's latest child. She was at his latest game. And
what we didn't know, because
didn't know as that game was going on,
no care in the world looking at that, but it turns out there was a possible felony case against Stefon Diggs that came to fruition.
Right, it came to fruition on Christmas Eve. Actually, is when police went to talk to him about the accusation that he had slapped and choked his private chef earlier in December.
So it has to do with a dispute over money that apparently there was a week where Stefon didn't need her and she said, nope, you hired me for the season. And they went back and forth on it for a while.
Crazy.
And then we get to the day in question.
Right.
Yes, December 2nd, the day after Monday Night Football, where Diggs had 3 catches in a win over the New York Giants. The woman claims that Diggs entered her room, which was unlocked, and was addressing the text conversation that they had back and forth. Said that he got really angry over the dispute, slapped her, and had his arm around her, and then choked her with the elbow, and said that it was to the point where she felt like she could have blacked out.
So she goes
again, crazy accusations. We believe innocent until proven guilty here on the channel, even if it's something that's a crazy crime. The only time I make an exception if it's a crime against children. Usually when I hear somebody committed a crime against a child, I want to throw them under the jail. I'm going to be honest, but this case, we got 2 adults. He said, she said, I'm not buying these accusations. I think we'll have to wait and see what happens here.
To the police December 16th.
Yes, and they say that she was hesitant in the incident report because she knew that he was a high-profile athlete and a member of the Patriots. She was going back and forth on whether she wanted to move forward with charges, but she laid all this out and explained it to them. On December 20th, she said, look, I want to move forward with charges because I've been contacted by someone I believe is Diggs' girlfriend. It does not say specifically whether that woman was Cardi B, but she said, I got a voicemail from someone saying, hey, you don't want to go through with this. Diggs said, as she went to go get her stuff out of his home, that he said, handle it with my assistant. The assistant said, yeah, we'll pay you as long as you sign an NDA, which she did not want to do. So
they offered to pay her money.
That's what she's
That's
claiming.
That's what she says.
Right.
As long as she kept
he's
quiet.
been pretty tight-lipped about this. There was a court hearing today.
As he should.
And
he did not appear in court, right?
He did not, but his attorney did remotely and said, look, we got a statement from the attorney saying, all this is nonsense. This never happened. This is just because this woman is trying to get paid, and she made these allegations all up.
Did he enter plea today?
No. Arraignment is actually January 23rd, which is 2 days before, if the Patriots do make it to the AFC Championship, they would be playing in that game. That game would be on December 3rd.
So what does the NFL do in a situation like this, where he's squarely saying, didn't happen, she makes an allegation it did, he's charged with felonies, and do they do an independent investigation?
The NFL needs to stay out of it, to be honest. And I'm not saying this just because I'm a Patriots fan, all right? Let the police do their job. If the man gets arrested and y'all want to say, okay, Stefon, you're not going to play because you got arrested, that's fine. But if the charges, that's like benching a player because there's a lawsuit against them. Y'all know how many players out there have lawsuits against them. In some cases, frivolous lawsuits. Let the man play. We need him.
Just wait it out for the courts or what?
They'll do their own homework, and they did release a statement on this saying that they're in contact with the team. The Patriots did say, we fully support Stefon Diggs. We believe his side of the story, that this is all made up. So he's probably going to continue to play throughout this, and then they'll figure out as things move forward.
I am not questioning Stefon Diggs because I have no idea what happened here.
Right.
But why are they reaching that conclusion now? Did they interview the woman and find her not credible? Why are they saying we believe Stefon?
The Patriots said
Yeah.
that because I don't know what they did with their investigation. They didn't say how thorough it was, but they
Good.
seem confident
The
enough.
Patriots would do a separate investigation from the NFL.
The NFL,
Right, but what I'm wondering is, did they talk to her?
Right, whether they spoke
they
to
did
her.
not state how intensive
possible.
or detailed their investigation was, or if they even did one. But they said Stefon came to us and said, "This is not true. This is all BS, and we stand by him." So the Patriots aren't going to suspend him. The NFL is saying we're working with the team on this.
But
They're
wait a
not going
minute,
to make
but
a
wait a minute. What about the text, which would be something concrete from Cardi to the personal chef?
Well, no,
if it exists.
It was a
Or
voice
voicemail.
note and from a girlfriend is how she described
Right,
it.
but is that still
she would have-
available?
I would imagine she has the voice note.
According
Well, you
to the
could-
incident report, it doesn't say anything along the lines of, hey, like he didn't mean to put his hands on you or anything like that. It's just saying, don't make a big deal out of this. That there's not really much to that.
I guess
there's
the
not much they
question
can do
is,
with it.
when you say this,
Is someone
what?
acknowledging
Yeah, something.
what her allegations? Yeah.
And again, I'm not.
Yeah, we don't know.
I have no idea. It's just if Cardi did leave that voice message, then
And
you
again,
could-
we should not
And
say
I have no
Cardi
idea.
because
We don't know. It
It
just
is
says a
also
girl.
true that he has other women who are
He has
that
lots
he's
of
had
women.
kids with, so maybe it's one of them.
On
was
face
it, but
value,
wasn't it listed as a girlfriend?
Yes.
Yes.
That would be problematic.
Problematic for Stefon.
Yeah.
He'll be
This
fine.
is some really unfortunate news. I hope it's not true, but I guess we'll just have to wait for the courts to do their investigation. I don't know. The Patriots are siding with Stefon, so maybe they know something that we don't. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. And I sincerely hope that Cardi B did not contact that woman, because Cardi, let's not add unnecessary
funny.
fuel to this fire.
I'm not gonna lie, it would be funny if Cardi B. Can you imagine getting a voice memo from Cardi B telling you to leave her man alone? That would be hilarious. Also, in this situation, I think it's interesting that the NFL, the Patriots, his coach Mike Vrabel, and even some of the players surrounding him are taking such a strong stance. I have a feeling that Stefon Diggs has some evidence of his own. It would be hard for me to believe that there weren't some types of cameras around there, cameras in the house. I doubt there would be cameras in the bedroom, but he's got to have some type of evidence that shows, hey, y'all, she's making this up. I didn't do it. The interesting thing is here, why would she make this up? I mean, is it simply just for money? Because these criminal charges, they're not really going to help her get money in this case. The lawsuit, I'm sure, is coming later. If she hasn't talked to an attorney, you might think the civil lawsuit would come first. Maybe she just wanted to get paid. Who knows?
But good luck to everyone going into 2026. I'm sending love and light to everybody.
Okay. Yeah, and you're right. I mean, we have no idea what happened. I mean,
Right.
except that voice
But it
message
would be
is
interesting that,
Yeah.
regardless of what did or didn't happen, it just seems like something Cardi should not get involved in. But it also seems
Why
like
is it
something she, but it also
unsurprising?
seems like something she might get involved in.
Totally.
Yep, I agree as well. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. We're going to continue to cover this. I'll be interesting to see on the 23rd what happens at this arraignment. The charges honestly might even get dropped, especially considering the alleged victim in this case, Miss Adams. She didn't have any pictures of her injuries, and she didn't even want to press charges as first. So it's kind of a weird situation. Let me know what y'all think in the comments in the chat. Thank you to all 6,000 of you that are in the building. Oh my goodness. Shout out to the love, man. We got everybody in here this afternoon. Good to see all of y'all. Thank you all for liking the video as well. Again, I don't ask for much on this show, but I do ask that you like the video. All right, guys, likes are free. Helps us out a lot. If y'all could do that, I would greatly appreciate and be thankful for it as well. Let me go ahead and we'll move right along into our next subject because we've got some interesting stuff to get to. Now, this situation is something that we've been following since it started. And I wasn't sure how this was going to go, especially considering, well, let's just get into it. We've been following everything that's been going on with the Mickey Stines situation. If you don't remember who Mickey Stines is, this is the sheriff that went into the judge's chambers and he was seemingly having a fine conversation with the judge. There were some people in the chambers with the judge when Mickey entered, seemed calm. The other people that were there exited. Mickey started having a conversation with the judge. Mickey shows the judge his phone. He asks to see the judge's phone. Mickey looks at the judge's phone and then things escalate. Mickey Stines stands up and he takes several shots at this judge in his chambers, kills the judge, and then is arrested shortly after this. Now, it's alleged that something was going on between the judge and possibly Mickey's daughter. That has not been backed up or updated yet. We've even heard from Mickey Stines' daughter saying, listen, all these rumors that are out there about me and the judge, like, y'all need to get your facts together. So we're still waiting to hear about that. Mickey Stines, he was arrested. He looked like he was really out of sorts, very nervous with the police officers he was interacting with. It's alleged that the judge was using his chambers along with other police officers in that precinct to participate in some, let's just say, strange and unlawful activity, adult activity. You guys can use your imagination or you can look it up. So with that being said, now we get to Mickey Stines. He's arrested. He's currently in jail. We had a court hearings that was supposed to take place a couple of weeks ago, and it never even got started. Something was happening during court. We didn't find out why, but the court stopped. They said they were going to reschedule, and now we may have some insight into why court didn't take place at that time. We're going to hear about Mickey Stines. He's asking for a new judge because this judge seemingly has a bias against Mickey. Let's go ahead and check out this video from Court TV. Yes, I believe Julie Grant is in here. So some of y'all got to hold your breath a little bit. Here we go.
Mickey, we're almost to the jail. Last time. Is there anything you want? Is this anything to do with your family?
Former Sheriff Mickey Stines is trending this morning as his defense team is asking to remove the presiding judge. So in a motion filed on Monday, Stines' defense team claims that Judge Christopher Coron can't be objective in the case due to his close relationship with victim Kevin Mullins, saying, quote, impartiality might reasonably be questioned, according to the defense in their request. Here's what they say. They point to a video that was taken 7 days before the shooting occurred. And in that video, you see Judge Kevin Mullins and Judge Coron just inches apart for approximately 2 hours. Mullins and Coron were attending a mental health meeting with the Kentucky Judicial Commission. So both of those judges there together and sitting close to each other. So Stines' defense team claims that this judge didn't disclose that meeting with victim Kevin Mullins, and that leads to, quote, an appearance of impropriety. All right, so let's get down to it. Should the judge recuse himself? Let's talk about it. Let's bring in attorney Franz Borghardt.
And before we hear from Franz, I want to know y'all's thoughts on this, because if you've been following the channel, if you've been following this specific case, you know very well that Mickey Stines, he's really not comfortable with some of his own colleagues. So again, could this be another situation where maybe he knows something about the judge? Maybe he feels that there's something going on between the judge that he executed and the current judge on his case. What do y'all think? Do you think he should just go ahead and get a new judge? The judge should recuse himself? Or this is just another play by the defense to get Mickey some more time, to delay things? Let me know what y'all think.
Retired NYPD detective and the co-host of the Gold Shield show, Tom Smith. All right, so legally here, Franz, I want to go to you on this part. Is there something here to this motion? Does the defense team have a point? What do you say?
I think so.
So sometimes we file motions not because we have a point, but to alert the judge or the world that, hey, we know that you guys knew each other and that y'all were colleagues, and we're just putting you on notice that we know that. And I don't expect them to win this. I don't expect it to be a recusal. But if you're defending the guy, and keep in mind, Julie, this ain't a whodunit. So if you're defending the guy, you got to file this motion. You got to file it. And maybe an outside judge from another place wouldn't be a bad idea. But that said, this is not going to be a winner. The mere appearance of impropriety is generally not enough to cause a recusal, but it's a good motion to file to protect the record.
Definitely. Yeah, Franz, you're exactly right. You know, and if you're on the side of the state, or the Commonwealth in this case, in Kentucky, And you are saying, wait a minute, there was no close relationship. I don't know. I want to be very clear. We don't know here at Court TV what the relationship is, so let's get that out. But let's just say, for the sake of our analysis, that you're confident that this was just a meeting, that two judges were attending, nothing more. Tom Smith, I'm wondering if you ask one of your investigators at the DA's office to go look into how many other judges from that courthouse might have been there too. That's what I would want to know. What do you say, Tom?
Yeah, that's going to be part of it. But Franz is exactly right. You know, the defense has a job to do, and they're going to pull off everything they can possibly do to defend the defendant in this. And this is one of them. Do I expect it to be overturned? Like he said, no. But you're going to cover every base, because here's why. You want it done correctly, Julie. You know, if you're the prosecution and you're law enforcement, you want to make sure all your dots are, your T's are crossed and everything else, to make sure that this conviction stands and there's no grounds for an appeal.
Right, Tom, exactly. So I suppose we'll wait and see what the state's response is to that motion. We'll see if they say, look, this was a meeting and nothing more, or maybe, look, stranger things have happened. Prosecutors aren't always aware of these things, so sometimes it's good when a defense attorney brings something, to you that you need to be made aware of, because...
That's an interesting point, too. I wonder what has happened in the past with crimes against judges and judges that were in the same county. Was the case automatically moved if you committed a crime against a judge and you had a judge that was essentially their colleague presiding over their case? Would be kind of weird, right? I'm sure there's been tons of crimes against judges out here. Have to see if we can find some cases on that.
Nobody wants anything coming back, as you said, Tom. So let's talk a little bit about the insanity defense here. We understand that Stines' legal team might be trying to argue extreme emotional disturbance that occurred at this time. And this defense team is writing in this motion that the relationship that the presiding judge has with the victim, so they say, could create some bias in him maybe not letting certain evidence in that may point to temporary insanity. Franz, what do you think about that nuance to the argument?
I mean, maybe the pickle sticks on the wall, Julie. Look.
That's a good saying. I like that.
Is that a good saying? Okay.
Right. I mean, look, at the end of the day, sanity or some kind of heat of passion is only going to be this.
Dang. This video is still crazy to me.
Oh, and
I mean, he looked so calm at first, and then he just snapped.
Franz, we just lost your signal. Tom Smith, it's going to be like Groundhog Day for you. Yesterday, we lost a signal. You saved the day. Today, we're having you do it again. We're going to hire you.
Okay, all right. That's enough of Jolie. I can't do it. But so much. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. I think it's interesting because this is a judge. It seems like anyone in the area or anybody that's going to be involved in this case is going to be biased in some way, especially if they keep it in the same county. I don't know why they just don't move it to another venue. There's no need for them to keep it there. I want to know what you guys think about this in the comments in the chat. Thank you all again. Still 6,000 y'all up in here, and we're almost at 500 likes. Y'all make sure you get those likes looking right. It's free. We are moving right along too. I appreciate every one of y'all being here. I know sometimes we have shows a little bit later. Life be lifing. And y'all still consistently show up, consistently show love. I want to give y'all a round of applause for that. Starting the new year the right way. Showing up and showing out, man. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we got to talk about the GOAT. We got to talk about Drizzy Drake and what's going on with this new lawsuit. This thing is absolutely insane. So shout out to Drake. I don't know how he got into this situation, but I've been seeing the promotion that's been done on his side, and this is somewhat not surprising. So we're going to talk about it here in a second. And again, thank y'all for supporting as well. Let's talk about this lawsuit. We're actually going to get into and read the full lawsuit after this segment, but it's looking like Drake and popular live streamer Aiden Ross are getting sued. And it's not just a simple lawsuit. They're saying it's a federal RICO lawsuit. Yeah. We're going to talk about it, see what's going on. I know some people are saying there's no way this is happening. Let's see what the reports are saying, and then I will read exactly what's going on in this lawsuit to you guys coming up shortly. Drake hit with a RICO charge over alleged gambling scheme at stake. This is crazy. Following a year of contentious disputes from the radio to the court docket, rapper Drake has been hit with a class action lawsuit. Seems like people are mad that they lost some money. The musician is accused, alongside with streamer Aiden Ross and George Nguyen, of promoting an illegal online casino while using proceeds from the site to artificially inflate streams of his music. The lawsuit, filed on December 31st and reviewed by USA Today, claims the men used the website stake.us to obscure transmissions of money to advance their ongoing music botting campaigns. Why Drake would need to do this when he is the biggest artist signed by the biggest record label doesn't make sense to me, but we'll keep going. Filed on behalf of Lashana Ridley and Tiffany Hines, the lawsuit also names all users of stake.us, the American version of stake.com, as plaintiffs, calling the website one of the largest and most profitable illegal online casinos. Wow, they're trying to take down the big dogs. Stake.us, the suit alleges, was created to bypass restrictions after stake.com was banned from operating anywhere or everywhere in the US. While the website was marked as a social casino that bars real money gambling, the suit alleges that language was meant to dupe regulators and consumers. I want to find out who these ladies are that are involved in this lawsuit. USA Today reached out to reps for Drake for comment. Reps for Stake and Ross could not be reached. While the website uses Stake Cash and gold coins as virtual currency, the suit alleges that Stake Cash has real dollar value and can be cashed in by users for cryptocurrency amounting to real gambling. Drake, 39, and Ross, a comedian and Twitch streamer, were paid to promote the platform by participating in live stream gambling with cash provided by Stake, according to the filing. And we're going to get into that shortly. Through these and other promotions, Stake has bombarded customers with advertising appearing on social media platforms depicting its games as safe, legal, and fun, the complaint reads. But these casino games are illegal in Virginia and throughout the United States and have inflicted harm on consumers across the Commonwealth who have lost real money chasing gambling wins on the Stake platform. I mean, isn't this what gambling is? Every single gambling company does. I'm not going to name names because, hey, I don't want any smoke, but y'all do what you do. If it's legal, it is what it is. That's the whole reason the platform was made. You can't be mad because you lose some money. The suit also alleges that Drake, Aiden Ross, and Nguyen, an Australian national, used Stake's tipping program to directly transfer money between and among themselves outside the oversight of any financial regulator. That could be serious. Widening the scope of the allegations from a gambling scheme to a music popularity ruse, the lawsuit also claims that the money from the site was used to create fraudulent streams of Drake's music, fabricate popularity, disparage competitors and music label executives, distort recommendation algorithms, and distribute financing for all of the foregoing while concealing the flow of funds. That makes zero sense to me. That makes no sense to me at all. We'll keep it moving. Alleging the rapper whose feud with fellow musician Kendrick Lamar continues to reverberate in pop culture was at the heart of the scheme. Lawyers for the plaintiffs say that Drake deployed automated bots and streaming farms to artificially inflate play counts for his music across major platforms such as Spotify. Again, UMG would have been handling that unless UMG told him that while he was trying to sue them, they wouldn't be promoting his music. Doesn't make sense. I mean, Drake, they gave Drake nearly $500 million because of who he is. I can't imagine that he would need to promote his music on his own. That claimed manufacturing of popularity was designed to rewire music algorithms and ensnare listeners, the lawsuit says. In effect, suppressing authentic artists and narrowing consumers' access to legitimate content by undermining the integrity of curated experiences. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. This part of this filing is going to be moot. They're not going to win this point because record labels do this every single day. They're in bed with the Spotifys. They're in bed with the iHeartRadios. And a part of their promotional package includes promotion that they get on Spotify. It's well known. Drake brought it up in his lawsuit against Kendrick Lamar. Well, it wasn't against Kendrick Lamar, against Universal Music Group, UMG. And he said the same thing. They're not going to win this one. The music industry does what they do to promote music. I don't think there's anybody that's going to bring them down. So again, lawyers for the stake users alleging violations of RICO and Virginia Consumer Protection Act are demanding both damages and a jury trial. Good luck with this one. I don't think it goes anywhere, but let's hear from Lauren L. over on X. She says, Drake and Stake, the online gambling platform, along with others, including streamer Aiden Ross, are being sued in a federal class action RICO. The RICO alleges Drake and others named have been using the tipping feature on Stake to transfer money amongst each other that is then used to artificially inflate Drake's music streams across major distribution. Come on, guys. Two plaintiffs alleged via the docs filed on New Year's Eve. In addition, those are through Stake's tipping function. Defendants have financed their combined artificial streaming or botting to create fraudulent streams of Drake's music, fabricate popularity, disparage competitors, and music label executives distort. And we know, they go on and say Drake was doing things he wasn't supposed to be, according to them. The filing continues to allege at the heart of the scheme, Drake acting directly and through willing and knowledgeable co-conspirators has deployed automated bots and streaming farms to artificially inflate play counts. This is what he was accusing UMG of doing. Again, good luck with getting this information. We even saw during this whole Kendrick Lamar UMG Drake lawsuit that the person who said they helped Kendrick Lamar or they helped Kendrick Lamar's record label boost his numbers went and showed exactly how he could do it. He was on stream with DJ Academics showing exactly step by step how he can inflate numbers. Even with all of that out there, UMG is still like, we're not doing that. The judge said, this is dismissed. I like the song. Y'all stop crying. It's going to be the same. This is not going to go anywhere. The docs continue by alleging that Drake knew what was going on, but that the other parties listed were his co-conspirators who would mask their money, who would mask the money transfer or tipping transfers as various giveaways. Interesting. These transfers were encrypted and not widely available to be seen by the public eye. One alleged example of the tipping scheme in the lawsuit was in a large value tip of $100,000. The lawsuit says this was listed as tipping between Drake and Aiden Ross in 2023. The doc continues to allege in December of 2024, Drake gave away large sums of money in partnership with Aiden Ross and Stake as a part of the Drizmas giveaway. Hey, yo. Lord. Allegations continue. These tips and many others like them cycled amongst defendants Drake, Aiden Ross, and George, who plaintiffs allege would then underwrite botting and paid engagement campaigns. The lawsuit even mentions that a $220,000 car Stake alleged Aiden Ross gifted days before this lawsuit filing on New Year's Eve. Okay, so there's a lot of information here. We're actually going to get into the full lawsuit shortly. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. I got to figure out who these people are that are involved in this lawsuit because I have a feeling this isn't going to go anywhere. I mean, they're using a platform. It's not their platform. If they're promoting it, we'll probably see something similar to what happened with Tom Brady and the cryptocurrency exchange, FTX. That whole situation was weird. There were a lot of celebrities that were involved in promoting it. and we found out that the CEO was stealing some money and he's in jail. So we'll see what happens with this. I want to know what y'all think in the comments in the chat. Yeah, and shout out to the gang. Y'all are saying this is fake news. It might be, man. This is crazy. Let's say the Rock Nation lawyers that were DJ academics that were asking him about steak instead of again, these Stallions' testimony are the ones that put this fake news story out about Drake. Yeah, whatever, man. Drake has nothing to worry about here, and I honestly don't think he's going to worry, because at the end of the day, it's not his company. If he was promoting it, if he was using it, listing him as a part of a RICO or trying to sue him as a part of a RICO doesn't make sense to me. But we'll have to see what happens moving forward. I'll sit. Drake stands in the chat. Oh man. Hey, shout out to Drake, man. Shout out to one of the greatest to ever do it. He's not the GOAT, but he's one of the greatest. Listen, name me 5 people that have signed a $500 million contract. Name me 3. Name me 3 people that have signed a $500 million contract. I've never seen it before. So Drake's doing something right. All right. You got to give the man his credit. Love him or hate him. I said when he filed that lawsuit against Kendrick Lamar that it was BS. He shouldn't have filed it. It was weak. He should have taken the loss like a lot of y'all were saying too. So again, we just got to give him his credit. Drake is out there doing his thing. All right, let's go ahead and get into the full lawsuit. So we just talked about what Drake had going on with this lawsuit and why it was filed. The situation here is very strange. You've got Steak, you've got Adin Ross, the streamer, you've got Drake. They're all being sued because allegedly they were involved in some type of illegal gambling. This lawsuit alleges even that the gambling shouldn't have been allowed inside the United States, which is crazy in the first place. Apparently stake.com got taken down and then they turned it into stake.us, which maybe was different. Let's go ahead and see what is going on with this lawsuit here. We got the full lawsuit. We've got Lashana Ridley and Tiffany Hines, and they're just some stake users within the United States individually and on behalf of all others similarly situated. So basically it's a class action lawsuit and a bunch of people are suing because they think they got scammed out of their money. Obviously, this is against Sweepstakes Ltd, Aubrey, Drake Graham, y'all know who that is, Adin Ross, and George Nguyen. So here's the complaint, and here's the nature of the action. We're not going to read the complaint itself. We'll just go through what's going on here. This consumer class action seeks to stop Stake.us, an illegal online gambling platform promoted by Drake, Adin Ross, and George, and used by Drake, Adin Ross, and George to obscure transmissions of money in furtherance of their ongoing music botting campaigns. Makes no sense, this part. I don't know where they're getting the music botting segment from. It honestly seems like maybe someone whispered into their ear and said, hey, see if you can get them for the music botting. Maybe it's UMG's a part of this. I have no idea. It's a weird thing to say because it doesn't make sense to me. From continuing to prey upon consumers and to impose civil penalties on all defendants to deter future misconduct. Here's what happened. Stake.us, a US storefront for Stake.com, has been operating as one of the largest and most profitable illegal online casinos since at least 2022. Why are they still here? Stake US was created and marketed to the US customers as a social casino that purportedly does not permit real money gambling to bypass applicable United States federal and Commonwealth of Virginia gambling regulations, attempting unsuccessfully to hide behind a facade of a safe and free gambling experience. Stake.us misrepresents itself to regulators and consumers. In reality, it operates as an illegal online casino. Stake.us offers nearly 2,000 casino games and permits players to place bets using specialized casino chips and to cash out their winnings. So basically you put money in and you buy the stake currency, I guess, and then you take that currency and you can cash it out. There are a lot of places and a lot of apps that get away with doing this, especially if you look on the Apple App Store. I'm not going to name any names again, but they're out there. Stake.us offers two types of virtual currency, gold coins and stake cash. Gold coins have no monetary value and cannot be converted into real money. You have to keep it on the platform. However, stake cash can be redeemed for cryptocurrency or digital gift cards at the rate of 1 stake cash to $1. So this is how they get around it. Stake.us bundles every purchase of gold coins with stake cash. Thus, when a player purchases gold coins to engage in casino games, they are also purchasing stake cash. If a player is lucky and wins, they can cash out their stake cash for cryptocurrency, which cryptocurrency can then be cashed out and turned into USD. But if a player loses their stake cash and wishes to continue gambling, they must buy more worthless gold coins, which will be bundled with more stake cash. These people sound so bitter. Defendants Drake and Aiden Ross are paid by Stake to promote the platform. The two have engaged in live stream gambling, wagering large sums of money that was provided. I'm not even going to try that. It's provided by Stake. In other words, though Drake and Aiden Ross purportedly to be gambling with their own stake cash, it was in fact provided to them by the house. Through these and other promotions, Stake was bombarded consumers with advertisements appearing on social media platforms depicting its game safe, legal, and fun. And we went through this by basically saying the people who are filing this lawsuit believe that Stake is actually illegal and it shouldn't be allowed to function in the US at all. Defendants Drake, Aiden, and George have also made use of Stake, including through its US storefront, Stake.us, to directly transfer money between and among themselves using Stake's tipping program, an unlimited and wholly unregulated money transfer that appears to exist outside of oversight of any financial regulator. Defendants have utilized Stake's tipping program to transfer gambling proceeds wagered through the Stake platform. In addition, through Stake's tipping function, defendants have financed their combined artificial streaming us by I can't. How would they have this information, first of all? Secondly, it makes no sense to me why Drake would use his own money, and it has to be his own money, to boost his numbers. It doesn't make sense right now. And honestly, if Drake were performing better while he was filing this lawsuit against UMG, the lawsuit wouldn't make any sense, because one of the things that Drake was alleging is that UMG utilized Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us song and the entire back and forth on the beat to diminish the value of his brand. So that doesn't make sense either. So I'm going to skip over that part because I think it's I think it's unfounded and they're just saying stuff there. At the heart of the scheme, Drake, acting directly and through willing and knowledgeable co-conspirators, has deployed automated bots and stream farms. We're going to skip over that. If y'all believe Drake was paying for his own streaming farms, for it to be impactful to Drake, the amount of money he would have to be putting into this would be absolutely insane. Not going into it. Stake.us users are user-to-user tipping and encrypted internal transfer mechanisms have fueled and enabled payments to bot operators and amplifiers to be hidden from public or regulatory view. One example of a publicly documented large value tip is a $100,000 tipping transfer between defendants Drake and Aiden Ross in 2023. In December of 2024, Drake gave away large sums of money in partnership with Ross and Stake as a part of his Christmas giveaway. That's crazy. These tips and many others like them cycled among defendants Drake and Aiden Ross and George, underwriting the botting and paid engagement campaigns. Yeah, whatever. Days before the filing of this complaint, defendant Drake gave defendant Aiden Ross a $220,000 car as a gift. Stake.us's platform's design, which mask counterparties and camouflage withdrawals as generic transactions, stymie scrutiny, and obstruct tracing of illicit proceeds. Tipping proceeds and other transfers on and from stake.us went directly or indirectly from defendant Drake to, through, or with the knowledge and assistance of defendant Aiden Ross, and on from there to defendant George. George served as a facilitator and operational broker. Alternatively, converting stake-based cryptocurrency to cash makes sense, or receiving cash from stake-transferred cryptocurrency proceeds. From there, George interfaced with the bot vendors, supervised coordinated amplification strategies, and integrated paid clipping programs, or clipping campaigns, excuse me. The clipping campaigns were financed through the clipping service and affiliated networks of the X, formerly Twitter, Discord, and Kick platform. Kick, in turn, is a betting platform financially underwritten by the founders of Stake. Public posts, chat logs, leaked communications, and other records document George's direct handling of funds through multiple payment platforms. Oh, man. And amplification alongside and as an instrument of Drake and Aiden Ross. So this is bad. They had one too many. They had too many leaks in the boat, it looks like. George is the one and maybe the one that got them caught. Plaintiff and the class are stake.us users who have been misled by stake.us misrepresentations that stake.us is legal, harmless, and a safe gaming site when it is not legal, not harmless, and not safe. Well, if you're going to do that, you're going to have to go after every single gambling site because they're all doing the same thing. Stake.us preys on consumers in Virginia and nationwide who are lured into real money gambling, exposing consumers to substantial risks of gambling addictions and jeopardizing their and their family's financial well-being. Guys, these poor adults just can't help themselves. They got to go onto these platforms and waste all their money in hopes that they can win something, and it's Stake's fault. Give me a break. Each of the plaintiffs was influenced to participate and to continue to participate after their initial participation on the Stake platform by the online promotional activities of the defendant Drake as viewed by each of the plaintiffs. So they're mad at Drake for saying, hey, you can get on here and make money. Plaintiffs have been further damaged by the false marketing manipulations and abuses of defendant Drake, who, by his own public accounts, has been paid more than $100 million a year to promote Stake. This guy, if that's true, man, shout out to Drake, man. Goodness gracious. As well as defendants Aiden Ross and George, who have participated directly in the marketing of stake.us, as documented in their many online posts across multiple platforms, advertising and endorsing Stake. Plaintiffs assert claims under the Racketeering, Influence, and Corruption Organizations Act, of course we know it's RICO, and the Virginia Consumer Protection Act. Plaintiff seeks damages, terrible damages under the RICO, restitution and disgorgement, injunctive and declaratory relief, attorney fees and costs, and all other relief. Then they go through the venue. I actually want to scroll down because I didn't look at this. They got the factual allegations here, and we may get into that in another video because they go into great detail about how it was done, how they found out the information, and I want to see if they actually have any documents here. It doesn't look like we have any exhibits in this lawsuit, so shout out to them. I don't think anything's going to come of this, but y'all have to let me know what you think in the comments in the chat. That whole botting thing, they can kiss that goodbye. Nothing's going to come of that. I want to know what y'all think. And there are 9,000 of you in the building. Y'all are amazing, man. Thank y'all for the love. I know we had a little bit of a late live stream today, but y'all showed up and showed out. Thank y'all for the support. Absolutely amazing. Let me see what y'all are saying in here. Saying this fake news. Juan Soto. Yeah, shout out to Juan up there, out there doing the good work. We're not gonna, yeah, we need to talk about more of this at some point. If y'all want to see the rest of this lawsuit, and if you want to hear some of these factual allegations. It is very interesting. Again, with the whole botting situation, I don't believe anything's going to come of that. I think that part of the lawsuit just needs to be thrown or left out. It feels like that's somebody just taking a shot at Drake because he went after UMG for the same thing, but we'll have to wait and see. Either way, I appreciate y'all. We are going to get up out of here. If you haven't yet, please make sure you like the video on your way out. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any time that we go live or drop a new video. We've got some more clips dropping for y'all today, so make sure you stay tuned in for that. Tonight, we've got another live stream that we're going to be doing. Song of the Night Live is tonight. So if you want a chance to win a door prize just for showing up to the show, and you want to check out some of the amazing music from the artists here in the community, make sure you tune into the show tonight. Y'all know what to do. As always, keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We getting out of here. We gone. Peace. Y'all have a great rest of your afternoon.